Greetings, fellow Gorehounds. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about cold storage. It's cold in this storage unit. The movie is a horror comedy from director Jonny Campbell and writer David Koepp, who also wrote the book the movie is based on. But David Koepp is actually also famous for being like the writer of the Jurassic Park movie, the first Mission Impossible, and the first Spider-Man movie. He's a pretty famous screenwriter.
Yeah, he's done movies before.
The movie itself stars Joe Keery and Georgina Campbell. Joe Keery of Stranger Things fame and Georgina Campbell of Barbarian and Influencers and The Watchers and I'm pretty sure one of the Bird Box movies. She's a bona fide scream queen is what I'm saying. Yeah. As well as Liam Neeson, and there's even a cameo from Richard Brake in this movie. So there's a lot. There's a lot going on in this movie. The movie is about two night shift workers at a storage unit facility who uncover a government secret hidden in the basement of the facility, and it's this parasitic fungus from outer space that has broken its containment and is starting to spread throughout the facility and turn people into zombies. Essentially, they're not quite zombies like we're used to. They're not really about eating people. They're more about infecting more people by running into them and exploding into fungus spores.
Yeah.
This movie is a horror comedy in like the vein of something like a Tremors or like a Grabbers, like that kind of like goofy horror comedy energy. But it also takes itself a little bit more seriously than either of those two movies in a weird way, but it's hard to explain that balance it has. But I actually really like the balance. I thought the movie did a good job of making me care about everyone while it was going on, while also keeping me laughing as it was going on. I don't think this movie is like the best movie you'll ever see, but it is a fun time, and that's all it wants to be.
Yeah. It is a good B flick.
100%. It is a pure B flick, scores all 10 out of 10 points and all the B flick like necessary requirements. Joe Keery and Georgina Campbell are two very charismatic leads that are very fun to follow, and their relationship that kind of forms over the course of this movie is truly endearing. Liam Neeson is perfect as the military guy who shows up and has an experience with this fungus and is like, we gotta nuke it from orbit, basically. And Richard Brake is great as the fucking like general asshole who's constantly on Liam Neeson's ass. There is a interesting cameo in this movie from Kevin Bacon's daughter, adding more of a connection to the whole like Tremors kind of vibe of this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you like horror comedies like a Tremors, maybe a Black Sheep, or any of those kind of like goofy horror comedies where there's some blood spilling, there's some laughs going on, there's some emotional components, this movie is like just a pitch perfect mix of all those things. I enjoyed it. What are your thoughts?
Oh, that's pretty much it. I thought it was really good. It has a lot of fun explaining things to you.
Yes. When
the plot does its exposition, it starts from the fungus's point of view.
Yes, that fucking sequence, that first person perspective sequence of the infection of the fungus and watching it spread, pitch perfectly directed.
Yeah.
I love that sequence.
It's really good.
I also love the movie's soundtrack. There's a lot of like punk rock bops throughout this movie that are pretty fucking cool. Overall, I just had a lot of fun with this movie. Attack the Block. That's another fun movie.
Attack the Block, Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. There's a lot of Return of the Living Dead vibes.
There's a lot of Return of the Living Dead
in this movie. Like that kind of like Clerks aspect with the two of them at the beginning uncovering everything.
Yeah.
Feels very Return of the Living Dead. Also very Clerks. The two of them just kind of shooting the shit on their night shifts.
Yeah. They just want to go home.
They just want to go home. They don't want to deal with any of this shit. You can definitely tell that this is a B movie written by like a veteran screenwriter.
Oh, yeah.
Because all of the things you would give notes to, usually like, oh, like, how does this make sense? How to whatever. He goes into every single detail to make sure every aspect of this makes sense, but delivers it in a way where the exposition feels fully natural to what the characters will be saying.
It does.
I do have one weird criticism of the movie, and I don't know if it's a flaw of the movie or if I just missed something. There is a character who's introduced really early on in the movie. It is this old suicidal lady. She kind of shows up in the movie and then just straight up disappears. It felt weird considering the movie covers all its bases otherwise. It could be a situation where the way it was written juxtaposed two scenes where there used to be scenes in between to kind of give space.
Yeah. Or it's possible that we missed it.
Also possible that I missed a detail. I may need to rewatch the movie again.
Yeah, a lot of stuff goes on.
Yes, there's a lot going on in the chaos of this movie. I completely forgot, but I do need to give a warning. There are dead animals in this movie. A cat in particular is dead, and it's kind of already dead when the movie starts, but you do see a zombie cat in this movie.
Yeah.
You also see a zombie deer, which we'll talk more about in the spoiler section, so just be warned. But anyway, Cold Storage, I highly recommend this movie if you want a fun B-movie horror comedy thing. If you like any of the movies we mentioned so far, Attack the Block, Tremors, Grabbers, if you like any of those kinds of movies, you should have some fun with this movie. And with that said, let's move on to the spoilers so we can talk about like the weirdest shit that happens in this movie, especially around Liam Neeson. So here we go.
All right, so one of the biggest spoilers is they were fucked before the word go.
Yeah, Liam Neeson, the moment he is like alerted to everything going on, has already like started the process of essentially nuking the site.
Yeah.
But he has to deliver the nuke to the site in one of the weirdest scenes in the movie where he reconnects with his old military buddy, and the two of them have to go retrieve like the device, which you find out is a nuke, essentially.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of left it in her like son's like garage. That's the kind of like goofiness that this movie has going for it. That's what this movie ultimately culminates in, is them having to go into the cold storage unit where the fungus originates and plant the bomb and then escape before it explodes, which Liam Neeson already started the timer before they went in there, which is one of the things they find out. Like, they were never planning on letting them live at first. The two main characters endear themselves to him so much that he decides to let them live, especially since they're not infected.
Yeah.
But he is taking a risk helping them by the end of this movie. But there's a lot of other cool things that happen in this movie. One of the first things that you see infected in this movie is actually a cat. Georgina Campbell's character, who I think is named Naomi, her character's baby daddy shows up, and he's been trying to call her all night because he's having some sort of like crisis. And you find out the crisis is he shot his own cat. Very fucking torn up about this.
So he is an idiot piece of shit.
He's a complete idiot piece of shit. He was playing around with a gun, shot the cat, cat's dead, and then the cat comes back alive and attacks him.
Yeah.
So then the zombie deer happens after the cat crawls up to the highest point it can and impales its own head on an antenna and then spreads its seed far and wide. And the first thing it infects is a fucking deer, which is very Evil Dead of them.
Yes. This is where you start wondering, like, how intelligent is this fungus? The deer just straight up walks into the facility.
Yeah, well, when people get infected and start talking, it's interesting because it's like it's infecting their desires.
Yeah.
Because they're still kind of themselves, but they also have this, like, I have this desperate need to climb to the highest
top
point
of
I
the
can.
Thing and, like, blow my head open.
Exactly. But they also get more and more fucked up the longer they go without exploding.
Yeah.
Like her baby daddy, by the time he shows up, looks like he's something out of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Right before he explodes. And the old lady shows up with the gun.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I gotta get out of here. And, like, walks off screen. And then we never see her again.
Yeah, I don't think we do. I think you're right.
When the characters leave the facility in the very next scene, they run into Liam Neeson, who's already outside stopping people from leaving. So was
she shot?
Was she shot? Was she stopped? Or did she escape? I don't know. You know what I'd have to check? I'd have to check to see if her car is still there out in the front of the facility when they go outside. Because she might have beat Liam Neeson to the punch.
Yeah.
But naturally, things get more out of hand when their coworker shows back up to fucking hawk the TVs with the help of this biker gang he's put together. And then they start getting fucking infected. And then Liam Neeson shows up and he's like shooting the biker gang that's all infected because I can't let them escape. They're infected. That's a great example of like veteran screenwriter at work. The layering in of him hurting his back in the opening scene. Yeah. And then the reminder of his bad back as the movie goes on. And then the back completely giving out at the end. friend requiring him to like lean on these two fucking kids to help him. Like that's just like expert screenwriting of like planting the seeds and
yeah. It's a really clever script.
And and like the friend who warned him about his back and then comes back in and is like, I told you about your back. It's just so perfectly constructed. That's the thing that makes this movie elevated beyond its kind of B movie roots, is just this is a veteran screenwriter who's been around the block and knows every note you're supposed to hit.
Yeah.
So
it's good stuff.
It's good stuff. Cold Storage is a lot of fun. There's not like a lot to talk about because it's not like this movie has like a deeper meaning beyond just being fun.
Yeah. It is intended to just be like a fun movie.
Absolutely. Cold Storage, ask for it by name. And with that said, where can they find you, Count Jackula?
You can find me up your ass, where I stream every weeknight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, that sting up your rectum, that's me fucking hanging up my blacklight posters. Should I try that again?
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on various social media platforms, but these days I primarily use Blue Sky, so follow me on there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you're notified of our videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag Exploding Deer. Use the hashtag Exploding Deer, that way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows that you know one of the best parts of this movie, honestly. The fucking Exploding Deer.
Exploding Deer is pretty good.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, peace out, and we'll catch y'all later.
In my asshole!